Hello, hello, everybody. We're back. I feel short again. Okay, there we go.
For a brief second, you were way down there.
So I want to talk about the topic that I think everybody expects the three of us to talk about because it's kind of what we do, but it's now affecting me personally, so I'm curious. There are discussions, as I'm sure you've heard, in my sibling schools about AI written papers.
Yes, they're doing really well. They're doing really well.
What is, first of all, I think you should get an A, because if you're smart enough to figure that out, that you can get to this end product in 10 minutes instead of 100 hours, I think you should get an A. But what do you guys think about how, whether it's ChatGPT or really anything, any of these applications have crept into like normal, regular public school life?
I love it. It's wonderful.
I think so too. But then, like, I mean, Candace, what do you think? I mean, you guys both have kids, so what do you think?
I think it's like the calculator. Everybody's going to use it, right? You just have to learn the fundamentals before you start using it. Yeah. But I mean, I'm certain it's a heck of an editor for papers. I think I'd rather see it mid-high school up and not before that, just because they've learned all of the fundamentals by that point, like by 10th grade. But before that, I think I'd be a little nervous about not understanding structure.
And they're making AI tools that can understand if an answer is written by AI now. So there's
oh, see, I didn't know that. So these kids are
people are creating whole companies to help teachers identify ChatGPT answers and that kind of thing. But I think to Candace's first point, she's 100% right. In the pre-internet world, it was all about memorization and access to an encyclopedia, and you would learn the skills and tools to use that thing. And it was said, like, you won't always have an encyclopedia, so you've got to memorize lots and lots of data. Then we got Google, right?
It was not necessary. That thing with you all the time.
Correct. And it's not necessary. So that didn't ruin society. It changed society, but it didn't ruin it. And this won't ruin society either. It changes how you do a paper.
I agree. I'm like, I think it'll be a very important tool for each of the kids to have as they enter the job force, right? Because if they don't know how to use these tools well, somebody else will, and will likely. I mean, we always hear the great old American blank took my jobs debate, but I think this is how we level the playing field, because a lot of these tools, not all of them, but a lot of them are still free or really low cost. And you don't need to have a college degree to do some of the things that these tools can help you with. Like, this could honestly be how we get middle America back to work. Now I'm getting on my political soapbox, but why not?
Well, I saw this really good example of a gentleman who was a landscaper. And he, you have to interact with your customer many times via email before you get started. And he, by some fluke of the American education system, had really poor writing and grammar. He was able to increase the way that he was interacting with his customers, and he seemed more professional by using the tool. And so I think it's going to help people kind of make a leap. And maybe he'll notice like the things that he was doing incorrectly, and maybe it does improve his writing. And I know there's lots of different use cases for ChatGPT, but in that particular case, I'm like, you know what, that's pretty neat. It could be a non-native speaker. It could be someone who, is just having their own challenges. But I think that there are a lot of great use cases, not just like cheating on a paper.
Is it cheating? I guess that's another question. Brian doesn't think it's cheating.
It depends on the rules of the class, right? It's cheating if they say you're not allowed to use it.
I don't think anyone has even known it existed at the school level until very recently.
I'm certain my kids, guidelines for next year are going to include something about it. Guaranteed, it's coming up at PA.
And then you got to ask whether or not the people who wrote the rule understand the technology.
Like Congress.
Oh, those tech hearings are always so embarrassing.
It's really unfortunate because I'm certain, I am positive their staffers know better.
100%. Those unpaid interns who are doing all the work, who are 20, 22 years old.
Interns.
Do you guys remember, and I once again could be showing my age, do you guys remember Wolfram Alpha? Wolfram Alpha is like Chat GTP, but for just math
and science. Yeah.
I was a Wolfram Alpha girl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
You could give it the most sophisticated linear algebra, multivariate calc equation. And not only will she give you the answer, she'll give you the step-by-step of exactly how we get to the
There's one like that now. My kid, there's an app. You take a picture of the homework. It solves it.
Ooh.
And gives you all the steps. Yes.
And I think that was super helpful for me because I don't need the answer. What I need is the process. How did we get here?
That's very true. That's very true.
Go around. I'm sure I'll have to look it up afterwards. Anyone in the comments, if you use it, let me know.
I know. I thought you were going to bring up the fact that the Bengals are going to the AFC Championship and the Eagles are going to the NFC Championship, and this weekend decides whether or not the Eagles play the Bengals. But I guess that's not what you want to talk about today.
Well, I didn't know that because, as you know, I know nothing about sports. But that sounds exciting. So what is the Brackeen household going to be experiencing in this time? What will be the stress level?
No matter what, we're both going to the Super Bowl because we have tickets. No matter what, I'm wearing my flex. What was? Okay, it's not a flex. We talked about it last time.
It don't matter. I'm going to school anyway.
Definitely going. Definitely wearing my Bengals gear to the Super Bowl no matter what. Brian's wearing his Eagles gear no matter what. And my team will definitely be there, and we'll see if his is too.
Brian, rebuttal?
I'm not. See, I don't want to even engage in this hyperbole. The Eagles are the best team in football. That's pure. That's it. They have been all season. They are the best team in football. So it's best for me that both teams don't go. But the reality is, there's 4 teams left, and 2 of them are ours. So most likely, and ours are favored. So most likely they'll be going, which is about my long and slow burning fear for 18 weeks. Coming true.
That we have to go sit next to each other
and scream and cry about your partner's team.
Yeah.
And we legitimately like each other's team. So I like the Bengals. I don't think she likes the Eagles as much as I like the Bengals, but she does like them. And it'll be tough to watch the other one, to watch the Eagles beat up on the Bengals. It'll be very difficult.
Well, my condolences to whoever has to sit next to the 2 of you at the stadium. My condolences in advance, actually.
We should just find a ticket and just do a swap.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. And with that, let's think about starting the show.
All right.
Welcome to the show, and if you've seen us before, welcome back to Twitch Pitch, the very first pitch competition live here on Twitch. We're super excited to be here for our 9th season. You're going to meet some really great companies tonight. So let me tell you about the show in case you're new. Every episode, we have companies that go head-to-head and compete. We see a pre-recorded pitch video from the company. Then we bring the founders on live to answer our questions and to answer your questions, the audience members. After that, we all get to vote, American Idol style. I'll give you a cute number, and you can text to vote for your favorite company that you would invest in if you had the opportunity to. Tonight, we're going to see 4 fantastic companies from the Target Forward Founder Cohort 3 program. They're really, really excellent, and we can't wait to showcase them all to you. But we couldn't do this show without our fantastic partners, including Target. Target's Forward Founder Program is an accelerator for early-stage CPG companies looking to better understand retail. And it's designed to help historically under-resourced founders be the next wave of wealth-building companies. And if you're interested in joining their program, their deadline for their next cohort is February 3rd. So you've got time. Applications are open right now. Go check them out on their website. This show is also brought to you by the Ohio Third Frontier. OTF is an internationally recognized tech-based economic development initiative that's successfully changing the trajectory of Ohio's economy. OTF works with innovative startup companies across the state, making Ohio the destination for tech entrepreneurs. And the show is brought to you by Black Tech Week, my favorite conference in the world. It's the greatest Black tech conference that brings together thousands of people across industries, backgrounds, and experiences to gather, learn, and find their home. We are so excited to see everyone here tonight. We are going to get rolling. But before I do that, let me meet the team a little bit. I'm Lexi. I'm an investor. We also have our two fantastic GPs. We have Candace Matthews-Brackeen, who's a GP at our fund, Lightship Capital, and our founder and CEO at the Lightship Foundation. And for all my Target friends, she is the CPG queen. Get on her radar. And the other side of me, we have the AI king, Mr. Brian Brackeen, who's also partner at the fund and leads all things tech at the foundation. So that's us. We're excited to get to meet you all tonight. And with that, let us get started. We're going to meet the Dandylion team.
Hi, I'm Carolyn, the founder of Dandylion. Itchy dogs are everywhere. It affects 20 million U.S. households, is the #1 reason for vet visits, and can increase vet costs by up to $1,500 a year. Dog parents who have an itchy dog know all too well the feeling of seeing their dog in constant discomfort from nonstop itching. I was that dog mom. My dog Mocha had incredibly itchy skin, and we tried everything from vet visits to diet changes, and nothing worked. Over time, I learned that I could manage her itchiness at home through routine bathing, but most of the products on the market are filled with irritants that would make her itchiness even worse. And that's how the idea for Dandylion was born. Dandylion is a community-powered brand on a mission to clean up the dog grooming category by creating skin-friendly, irritant-free products and empower the next generation of millennial dog parents through connection and education. The global pet grooming products market is $16 billion, and historically we know that pet care is a recession-proof industry. Growth is driven by an increase in pet ownership and an increase in spend per household due to the humanization of pets, creating a desire for more premium, high-quality products that mimic the standards we're seeing in human personal care. Millennial dog parents, the largest and fastest growing segment of pet parents, are looking for clean products with better ingredients they can trust. No dog grooming brands on the market are addressing the itchy skin issue through grooming products, and we saw a white space opportunity to create these products, ones with better-for-you ingredients that meet human product development standards while building brand loyalty and affinity with the growing millennial pet parent group. We've seen our competitive advantage translate to sales. We launched in January of 2022, and within 10 months, we've achieved a 7-figure run rate. We're selling 4,500 units of product a month, and we've received 4.8 stars over 350 reviews. We've grown our loyal Instagram community to over 20,000 dog parents and have had numerous viral TikTok videos. We sell direct-to-consumer on our brand website, dandylionworld.com, and in 14 independent retailers. Our product portfolio includes an easy 3-step grooming routine, our Soothe Gentle Cleansing Dog Shampoo, Nourish Gentle Hydrating Dog Conditioner, and our best-selling Clean Paws No Rinse Foaming Cleanser, all formulated to be gentle enough for itchy, sensitive, and easily irritated skin. We hope to expand our offering to provide products in additional care categories, distribution in independent boutiques, Amazon and mass retail, and continue to strengthen our relationship with our community through events. Prior to Dandylion, I spent 2 years in management consulting at Bain and the last 4 years launching digital-first beauty brands and forming strategic partnerships with high-profile influencers such as Charli D'Amelio to propel the growth of the brands. While we're not currently looking to fundraise, we're looking for mentors and retail relationships to help us get our products into the hands of more dog parents. Thank you so much for your time, and I'd love to open it up to any questions you may have.
Welcome to the show. I'm
Hi,
so glad
guys.
that Mocha was credited as like an actual employee at the end of that deck. That's very cool.
She's the co-founder, the Muse, the CEO. I'm so excited to be here. It's so great to meet you guys.
We're so excited to have you. Candace, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, my favorite part of the pitch was we're not currently raising, but when we do, you guys are all going to be banging on my door. I love that. So on your competition slide, you have just kind of 3 other companies listed, but there have to be other ways that people are washing their dogs. Can you talk about kind of the broad competitive market?
Sorry, I got cut out a little bit. I think the question was, we had 3 competitors. What are some of the other ways people are washing their dogs?
Yes, yes.
So I think people wash their dogs a mix between at home with some of the competitive shampoo and conditioning products. Other people bring them to groomers. Other people bring them to self-wash stations. For us, community building and education is super important. A lot of dog parents might only wash their dogs once every month or twice a month, every 2 months, just by bringing them to groomers. I think there's been a lot of myth in the dog grooming category that you should only wash your dogs maybe once every 2 months because it can dry the skin out, when in reality, frequent bathing is actually a really great way to help manage itchy, sensitive, and easily irritated skin issues. But it all comes down to the product that you're using. And a lot of the products on the market currently can dry the skin out, which is why traditionally, I think the recommendation has been to not wash their dogs so often. So for us, we're trying to really educate dog parents in the space that it's okay to groom your pet more often. If you want to groom your pet in between the grooming sessions, it's okay to do so as well.
And does breed matter in this particular circumstance?
Breed and co-care does matter a little bit. Some dogs are more prone to certain itchy skin issues or certain skin conditions. Other breeds, curly hair, they might get more matted easier. So we recommend having a conditioning product to really comb through all the matting. So I think very similar to human hair, there's just different ways you would want to treat certain hair types, coat types, and certain skin conditions. So if you're a human with more sensitive scalp issues, you might want to have more soothing, gentle, and conditioning type products.
Great, thank you.
Brian?
I noticed that you really focus on millennials in a number of areas of the deck. And I feel like the relationship that millennials have with their pet is very different than the relationship my parents' age folks have with their pet. So maybe you could share more about why you're targeting millennials and how that drives growth for the company.
Yeah, definitely. What we've noticed is that a lot of millennials are having having pets before they have their kids. And as a result, they're spending a lot more time doing research for products for their dog. Millennials also have more disposable income, especially millennials who are having pets before they have their children. And I think because a lot of us, my background is in the beauty sector, we've done so much research in our own personal care and beauty products, and really seeing how that translates to every other aspect of our life, from cleaning products, other home care products, and as a result, and an extension into our pet care products. So as a result, the ingredient is really important. Ingredient transparency, the selection of ingredients is really important. And for us, we really want to build the connection with this new generation of millennial pet parents by communicating all of the educational pieces and forming a connection with millennial pet parents through our communication over socials, community building events, and just building that one-on-one relationship and teaching new dog parents, the education around certain grooming habits and routines.
Thank you.
Can I ask one more quick question? I don't know if I saw this, but what's the price point of the products?
So we're currently priced at between $18 to $20 USD.
So folks, if you have questions for Carolyn, throw them in the chat box below and I'll get to them in a second. Carolyn, could you talk a little bit more about your community-driven growth? And yes, the leading question, because I know something about it.
Yeah. So for us, we really focus on building community. And I think as a result, that's how we've been able to achieve a lot of organic growth. So in the very early days, we would DM every single person who followed us and sent them a welcome message. The way we treat it is we treat our Instagram like a storefront. Anybody who walks through a storefront, you would say hello. So anybody who follow us on our account, we would really make sure to reach out, say hello, give them a quick introduction to who we are, open the doors up to conversation. And I think as a result of that, we frequently get over 10 DMs a day of conversation happening with dog parents. And it could be in response to our content or just them updating us on their progress with their dog's grooming routines. So that's one aspect of our grooming, of our community building. We do a lot of educational content as well. We really try to foster connection through showcasing behind the scenes content and being really transparent with how we're building the company. We've had certain times where we've had production delays or we've had delays with shipping out an order. And instead of kind of going silent on our customers, we include them in the conversation and ask them how they would approach an issue. We do a lot of Instagram polls and make our community feel like they're building the company together with us. And that's actually also how we developed our first product line. We chatted with over 100 dog parents before we created any products and really involved them in the decision-making process. So that's a couple of ways we've involved our community.
We love it. We love it. I don't see any questions for you in the chat, at least just yet. So folks, let's get ready to vote. Let's do it. If you would like to vote for Dandylion to win this competition, text the magic number 1 to 520-542-2608. Once again, to vote for Dandylion, text 1 to 520-542-2608. Thank you so much, Carolyn and Mocha.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
What a fantastic way to start the show. We are going to move right into our next company. Let's meet Joey.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amanda Fields, and I'm the co-founder of Joey, the original coffee alternative. Now, the natural next question you will probably have is, what the heck is a coffee alternative? Why do I even need this? And why would anyone dare mess with my sacred daily cup of joe? Well, I'll tell you why. We're amidst a, quote, caffeine epidemic. Now, I know I sound like I'm being a little bit dramatic, but it's true. Close to 70% of US adults have a cup every day, and about 75% of them admit to feeling addicted to it. It makes sense when you realize that just one grande cup of Starbucks coffee can have almost as much caffeine as the FDA's daily recommended limit. The good news is that people are recognizing this problem. Coffee alternatives are a new, burgeoning $2 billion market and one that's here to stay and growing. So there's a need, but that's actually not why we created Joey. We originally made Joey to solve a problem that we both shared. Brendan, my co-founder, and I originally met as teammates on the UPenn track and field team and then followed similar life paths into analyst jobs. We got hooked on coffee to keep up until we both learned we actually had heart conditions that made drinking a lot of coffee dangerous. Our doctors told us we had to stop, but we still needed something. We looked everywhere to find the perfect coffee alternative with energy, flavor, less caffeine, affordable, and couldn't find one. So we made one ourselves. So this is Joey. It's your delicious, healthier cup of pick-me-up. It's a powder instant beverage made from a blend of superfoods, mushrooms, and adaptogens designed to make you feel incredible, all without sacrificing on delicious, rich, robust flavor. It was designed to beat coffee in every way, with functional mushrooms providing lasting, focused energy, no side effects like jitters or crashes, and long-term cognitive and adaptogenic benefits that come from the powerful superfoods that you can't taste. Plus, it's affordable, starting at just 80 cents a cup. So who is the Joey drinker today? Because we're happy to say it's no longer just us. Our customers come to us for a variety of reasons. They're either trying to ease off of or quit coffee, they're wanting a better afternoon pick-me-up, or they're just looking for a new morning ritual. With more than 450 5-star reviews on our website so far, Joey is delivering. Joey is growing faster than we imagined, and it's already exceeded our expectations as a bootstrapped and predominantly D2C business. After a great first year, we're on track for $2 to $3 million in year 2, using conservative growth estimates based off of our performance in year 1. Looking forward, there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon. In the short term, we're readying our operations for scaling and enhancing our packaging. In the long term, we're exploring exciting new products and distribution channels. But our main goal is to secure enough capital to avoid our biggest potential roadblock, not having enough inventory on hand to meet our growing demand. We never want to turn a customer away from their new favorite morning ritual. So our team is small but mighty, led by myself and my co-founder Brendan, and together we have a varied background in strategy consulting, healthcare, technology, and CPG, which we readily apply to Joey every single day. And that's all. It's been a pleasure to share Joey with you all. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Cheers.
Welcome to the show, team. Amanda, you crushed it.
Thank you.
All right, friends. Yeah, you've got some love already in the chat. Already like very rabid customers who are excited to let us know how much they love Joey. We're seeing coffee emojis in the chat too. This time, let's start with Brian.
I love the pen background. I'm a Philly guy, so I just knew you guys were going to be successful just right from the door, guaranteed. I think you talked a little bit about people's initial hesitance because of their, not just addiction, but also kind of societal cues telling them that they need to be abusing their bodies with coffee. But what we saw also the plant-based side is that sometimes it was the meat eater that was eating as many Impossible Whoppers, right, as the non. So do you see a little of that in your case? Do you see coffee drinkers trying to lighten up once or twice a week or kind of lower their habit?
Sure. Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of interesting behaviors in how people use Joey and how they adopt it into their daily routines. We kind of designed Joey to be as familiar to the coffee routine as possible, but also functionally designed it so that you don't need to abuse this product. You don't need to have it 5 times a day, 10 times a day, or even every day, frankly. It's kind of designed for long-term energy support, long-term cognitive support, as you do get that kind of minor in the moment, somewhat energy boost, but it's really more about supporting long-term energy and long-term health. Brendan, you want to comment on that as well?
Yeah, I think to your point around, the coffee drinker trying it or the Impossible example, that totally surprised us. We knew that we had to get off of coffee because of, our heart conditions. And so for us, it was really about moving away from coffee. But I think, we monitor all of our reviews, and it's one of our best ways of hearing why people are trying our product. And I think what shocked us the most is the number of people who say something like, never thought I could give up coffee, but I tried Joey and this does it for me, this works. And so I think that's actually really helped kind of impact the way that we sell and talk about Joey and our strategy for growth, because it shows us that we can actually approach a coffee drinker and not be hesitant or embarrassed to say hey, give this a try instead, but rather we can kind of confidently give them a cup of Joey. And the good news is that there's a good chance that they'll like it.
Thank you.
Candace?
Okay, yeah, I got up from my seat because I've tried something similar. Okay.
I'm kidding.
So I tried something similar. It comes in a black can. It comes with this handy dandy little whisk. And let me tell you guys, I had it once and it's still sitting on the shelf because it was so expensive that I don't want to just throw it away.
Yeah.
What makes this different? Because it was a rough go there. It was a rough go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think me and Brendan both have answers to that because we were in your shoes. Before we made Joey, when we got our diagnoses, when we had to wind off of coffee, we tried them all. We had a similar reaction to you. And Joey basically is the amalgamation of all of the weak points that we saw in the market, whether it was flavor, whether it was price, whether it was ease of use with all the sediment at the bottom, or some of these alternatives out there that you actually have to brew and they're not instant beverages, or it's frankly the benefits. Are the ingredients actually at their clinical doses? Are they actually giving you the benefits that they suggest? So definitely resonates with me with your experience. If you do like coffee, if you like that rich, robust flavor, and if that was one of your...
For me, it's routine. It's a warm something, right? It's the routine of sipping over time. It's not so much the coffee taste, but I can alternate between kind of tea and something else.
Gotcha. Okay. So I guess before I answer that head on, what was exactly about that product in particularly that you didn't like? Was it the flavor or the experience?
So it was the flavor. It was the consistency. It was a bit gritty.
Yeah.
And I believe there's black tea in it, which made me in particular jittery. which doesn't necessarily feel like it's a coffee alternative, but it's not a caffeine alternative. And so is there a difference between the two? Or do you guys have any caffeine in your product?
Yeah, we do. I can take that. So we have around 55 milligrams. So our product was designed specifically to have a little bit of caffeine, but to be typically a ton less than what you'd get out of Starbucks.
So that's less than a standard like 8-ounce cup of coffee. Cause like, I think those are around like 75 or so, right?
Depending. I think one of the things, and we studied this pretty hard and with a lot of people to understand their purchase behavior on coffee. And I think two things here. One was that it couldn't impact us in our heart conditions. So that was really important, that we had to feel good on it. And so I know I talked to my cardiologist about that amount and that made sense. But beyond that, what we learned, we did a ton of surveys. We did like a 300-person survey and a bunch of other things. And we found that most people in their buying behaviors around coffee lead to them drinking a cup that has a lot more than the number that you just stated. It can be 100 to 200. The average Starbucks can have over 200 milligrams. So people are drinking a lot more caffeine than they realize. And so that's why we ended up with 55 milligrams roughly. And it felt like an amount and tested as an amount that would give a little boost of energy without causing the jitters and the crashes. And thankfully, that was probably the number one ingredient dosage level that we were concerned about, that we were waiting to get the feedback on. And we've been lucky enough to hear all of the reviews coming in saying, thank God I'm not getting the jitters and crashes like before. So we feel like we were ready to edit it if needed, but it seems to have worked so far. And then just the other thing I'll say about like the mud water, you have a very interesting buying behavior. We kind of segment everyone, and you being someone who fluctuates between tea and coffee is super interesting. I think Joey, to Amanda's point, is really going after the coffee drinker and saying, hey, this is the most easy, simple way for you to upgrade your coffee routine. It tastes familiar, but better. It's going to be less acidic. You're going to get that boost of energy and you're going to have a ton of long-term benefits. We find the tea drinker also enjoys Joey for its flavor in general because it doesn't taste just like a coffee. But overall, I'd say our biggest differentiator, besides price and the sediment at the bottom, would be the flavor. There's no tea in Joey. It's chicory based, which has traditionally been used in Asian as well as European cultures as a coffee replacement. So it has just a totally different flavor profile that really lends itself more towards being a true coffee alternative.
Awesome. Thank you.
Beautiful. So all of our Joey fans, if you got questions, put them in the chat. So guys, could you, if you're comfortable, share a little bit about what happened with traction? You've got fantastic traction, as you mentioned. What's the secret sauce behind that?
Oh, great question.
Yeah,
you know, you may not know.
So I can take it fast first, and then Brendan, you can go.
Sure.
So we actually don't really do too much marketing, which is interesting. We launched the Joey in January of this year, and it started growing organically. We started doing some search marketing as well, and that's pretty much our only marketing channel. Our socials remain kind of quiet. It's not exactly, I guess, the strength of ours on social and something we're working towards the next year. But also we've been fortunate enough to get a lot of like organic press as well, which has been great. We've been featured in Oprah Magazine, Oprah Daily, been featured in Town and Country, Women's Daily, which has been great. We sell primarily on our website, but also on Amazon as well. And that business has been growing quite organically. No ads or anything on the Amazon business, which has been interesting. And I think we're finding like this is truly a burgeoning market and a need that folks have, which is why we're getting so much organic traction either on our website or they're searching for us or they're searching for Joey, I guess.
I love that. Brendan, do you want to add a comment?
Yeah, I mean, I think Amanda and I were talking before this on what we'd say if you asked, we watched the other Twitch bits, like if you asked us what our strengths are and whatnot. And I think it actually kind of applies to this question, which I didn't expect you guys to ask, but I think the first thing was that we were so focused on product from the beginning. Like Amanda and I, she lives in Brooklyn, I live in LA. We were on the streets doing taste testing in like unmarked jugs of Joey and asking strangers to be like, do you like this? Are you interested? Does it make you feel good? Come back after you shop for a little bit. And so we were doing that for like months on end, just quietly. And that's a super strange thing to do, especially coming from an office job. Like my coworkers would see me on the street, and it was all about put the ego to a side. We just want the best possible product. And we feel like it really did pay off. We spent like a year developing it. And finally, when we launched, we were just letting out the massive sigh of relief that people enjoyed it. And I think on top of that, we were obsessed with the product because it was solving our need. But one of the best parts about the growth that we've seen thus far is the customers. I think one of the things that surprised us was just how much we care about the customers. We always knew that we would, but everything is always about them. All of our conversations is always making sure that they get their Joey when they need it. It's now part of their life and their daily ritual, and we care about them, and we care about getting them something that's going to energize them for their day, because we're daily users and we know what it's like when your bag arrives late or whatnot. And I think part of that real focus on product and then just the customer experience, I think has allowed people to want to share Joey with other people. I think we've gotten a lot of word of mouth, and I think that's why.
I love it. Fantastic team. Everybody in the comments who's screaming about how much they love Joey, now is your moment, right? If you would like to vote for Joey to win this competition, you're going to text the number 2 to 520-542-2608. Once again, to vote for Joey, text the number 2 to 520-542-2608. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What a great showing from the Joey community. Everyone seems to love it.
Man, they were on it, aren't
It was
they?
an excellent pitch, and it was very precise. Like,
Man,
yeah,
they're an all-star team. They're great. So we're going to move on. We're going to stick with food and bev for a smidge more tonight. We're going to get tingly. Let's get spicy. Let's meet 50 Hertz.
Hi, my name is Lois, and I'm from 50 Hertz. This is a 9-volt battery, and I'm going to lick it because I just need to feel something in my life.
Oh my God, stop, Lois, stop.
Why? Why?
Let me tell you something better. Hi, everyone. My name is Yao Zhao. I'm the founder of 50 Hertz Tingly Foods. We add a tingling sensation to your food and drinks, starting with citron pepper. That's the spice from my hometown that I grew up eating with, that I think the world should know more. You wonder why we're called 50 Hertz? And that's because 50 Hertz is the buzzing frequency that you feel on your lips and tongue when you're eating it. We started the business in 2020 with one simple product, the green citron pepper oil. And since then, we have expanded our product line to the red pepper oil, the dried peppers, and a tingly peanuts. I want to highlight this product because this is our first product market fit. A year worth of inventory was sold out in 3 months, and we have sold out 2 more times since then. And this is just the beginning. This is how we envision our future. First, we want to apply this tingling sensation to more food and drinks. Why can't it be a tingly popcorn or potato chips, or make a cocktail with it that gives you a buzzing sensation? Second, there's more tingling ingredients in the world, such as Japanese sensual or Timur from Nepal. So we want to expand, introduce more tingly products to the world. Third, we want to expand our existing tingle-loving community. There are already 20,000 of them without any paid ads, and we want to build upon it. So to realize our future, we're asking for $200K for 10% of our company and seeking mentorship and advice in the CPG industry. Our ask is based on these numbers. We have achieved 56% returning customer rate, and we have a 60% gross profit margin for our D2C line of business. And we have made 600K sales since 2020. And we only have a small team. So right now, I am the tingly dude and the citron pepper guy. And this was me in The Guardian. And my wonderful partner in fun, Lois. And we are here and we're eager to answer all of your questions.
don't even know what to say, guys. Welcome, welcome. That was so entertaining. That was a really, really great way to show up on the show. Thank you for being here with us. Friends, before we actually get started to ask questions, I will give you unsolicited advice. We need to talk about that evaluation at the end of that video. Send me an email about it separately. It's way too low.
Way too low. I was ready to throw in some money right now. Ready to do it. I was going, calculate it out.
Yeah, but Candace, let's get going. We can talk about that another time, guys.
Oh, is it my turn? Is it my turn? Okay. Man, Americans are so salt and pepper. This is really, really interesting. So just tell me, how are things going for the company right now? Like in this moment, how are things going?
It's wonderful, actually, because we are just back in stock with all of our products. We were out of stock, especially the peanuts. We're out of stock for a month. And so we're back in stock. And so, I mean, I'm on a high because I spent 2 whole days fulfilling the back orders, just put it into the system because there, the people in line and grocery stores and also online customers back orders for the peanuts. So it's great. I'm actually I'm in a very good mood because we're back in stock and ready to roll.
And I'm sorry, I was only supposed to ask one question, but I'm going to ask another one. Where in stock? So online and in stores. What stores are you in?
We are online, back in stock full online, and we are in about 20 to 30 grocery stores in New York, DC, Texas, LA, and San Francisco, and Oregon.
What kind of stores are those? Are those independently owned, or are you working toward pilots for larger chains?
Oh, mostly independently owned boutique. Some of them has 2 or 3 storefronts. And actually, some of them are household names in that particular city. For example, the Coty brothers in Sacramento, California. If you ask anyone from Sacramento, California, they would know that store. It's the local tastemakers, and they love our products.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Love that. Brian?
I'm really curious about the sensation to give me more. I mean, I learned some from Lois's experience there, but like, tell me about like, what are the people feeling?
So it's a tingling sensation. Think of so imagine if you're eating sparkling water. It's that carbonated, fizzling, tingling sensation on your tongue. It tingles and lingers for maybe a minute and goes away. Or if you're eating Pop Rocks as you were a kid. So it's that stimulation in your food and drinks that I want to create. And it comes naturally from this unique spice from my hometown, Sichuan.
Yeah, and I also just wanted to add that because I'm not someone who takes spicy food, I just don't really like it. But the good thing about Sichuan pepper is that there's no heat. It's just that tingling sensation, which is why it makes it so versatile on pastas, pizza, tacos, even anything. And so that's why I'm okay with having that.
I happen to be sitting today in Oklahoma. It's a big barbecue area, and what the folks here do in their competitions is they're always looking for the most unique items to kind of sneak into their sauce recipes that allow them to be very, very different. I can see how there's a whole vast number of people that would love to surprise people with this.
Right. I think one of the business, we're doing something quite niche. We realize that. But I think despite the popularity of all the chili crisps or hot sauces all over the United States, most people actually don't like hot, spicy food. But people like stimulation. People like something new in their food. That's why we're drinking sparkling water instead of tap water, right? So I think we can introduce a new sensation, and when it's applied correctly, as you said, we can apply the sensation to barbecue sauce in Texas. I think it's totally doable.
Lexi, there's an option on their website. You could buy 1 can, you could buy 4 cans, or you could buy more cans. And I feel as if I don't buy more than 1 can, I'm going to be mad about them selling out.
You're going to want to buy more than 1.
There you go.
We were surprised how many people buy a whole case. Really, like really surprised. Yeah.
I love it. So can you both talk to us about, and I already see a question in the comments. Fantastic. I'll actually steal that. talk to us about use case, right? So is it good in cocktails? How are people using it outside of traditional Szechuan cuisine?
So that's a great question. I would love to talk about uses. Cocktail is wonderful actually, because we are considering a cocktail syrup or bitter for this tingling sensation. And it's already existing actually. If you go to not just China, if you go to France or go to Europe or go to actually many boutique mixologists, they're making they're always find creative ways to tingle up their cocktails. So tingly Sichuan pepper cocktails are already existing. And outside of actually our whole business idea is that it's a sensation that can go beyond the Chinese food or Sichuan food. So user cases, lots of people love putting it on their scrambled eggs and vegetables. Actually, we found a great community in the vegan community, because traditionally vegan food is considered, bland. But actually, a lot of our vegan users are putting our oils on their vegetables, and they love it. Popcorns, actually, popcorn, people are making tingly popcorn in their home. Actually, that's also our next product options that we are considering developing.
And also, because we're in the business of education, right? We always like to collaborate with other amazing small businesses. So other collaborations that we're exploring are like chocolate collaborations. So maybe on Valentine's Day, you'll have like a tingly chocolate, maybe, or even like cordials and stuff like that. So that's something that we want to continue doing, because we think that when we collaborate and people see the actual uses of these products, they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, it's not just some random like exotic spice. We can have it in our foods. And that is exactly what we want to continue doing.
Excellent. And then A.A. Becker wants to know, where are the best places to find recipes to use these tingly ingredients?
The best places are on our website. We already have, I think, 10 to 20 recipes ready to go. They're a mix of Chinese food, but also pasta, even Indian food, Indian dal, Indian Instagram chef. She actually come up with a beautiful dal recipe, adding our oil to it. And also, we actually make a lot of people use our peanuts to make peanut butters. It's just tingly.
Oh my gosh, the recipes look so good. They look so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, I know we're not supposed to have biases here. You guys know. I've told you out before. I use this stuff religiously. I use it all the time. It's delicious. It's fantastic.
We don't find out about this stuff until the show. Let's see if we meet everybody ahead of time.
I get to work with these fantastic founders all year. So, haha. Well, everyone, if you love the 50 Hertz team, now is your time. You're going to text the magic number 3 to 520-542-2608. Once again, text 3 to 520-542-2608. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Always a pleasure. And that was a fantastic video.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, Candace and Ryan, you got to try it. It's great. I use the oil. I do put it in eggs. It's great with just broccoli, green beans, all the things. It's delicious.
I cannot wait.
This peanut dipping sauce looks bomb.
I know. And before we move on to our last company, I just want to embarrass somebody in the comments. I see there's a Tiffany Maddox in the comments. Hello. How you doing? Tiffany is on our team. We love her. She's the best. Thanks for watching the show. So we're going to meet our last company of the night. Let's meet Danya from KnoNap.
While studying abroad, I was drugged by a newfound friend, and it was only when I returned to the States I found I was not alone. It's estimated that 1 out of every 13 college-aged individuals suspect having had a drink laced with a drug. At the realization of the pervasiveness of this issue, I sought empowerment tools to increase my safety. However, I found that the only current product on the market is a CoStar, capable of detecting 2 drugs upon saturation, and has written on its top, "What's in your glass?" revealing its testing purpose and negating the discretion my friends and I so desperately spoke about wanting, as over 80% of assaults occur between 2 people that know one another. So with the awareness there's nothing on the market I would personally use, as well as my passion to combat this issue, I created Nope. Nope is a discreet, portable, gender-inclusive empowerment tool against drink spiking, disguised in shape and design of a stick of gum. Say nope to drink spiking. To use Nope, take it out of the foil pouch. Place 3 drops of your drink in the designated area at the top. Wait 3 to 5 minutes to review your results, and then you're able to review your results. Similar to that of a technology of COVID tests and pregnancy tests, if there's no drug presence, there will be 3 lines that appear. In drug presence, there's 2 or 1 lines that appear, and no lines appearing means that the test did not run properly, and you should void and use a new test. Upon saturation, Nope is capable of detecting 11 drugs of abuse within the benzodiazepine as well as ketamine families, making Nope minimal viable product over 5 times as strong of a diagnostic test as the current competitor. Nope is a category-expanding product within the over $10.5 billion industry of personal protective equipment. We're targeting the more niche market of college and dating-aged individuals and institutions on and around college campuses. We envision long-term our purchaser being different from our user, specifically our purchasers being businesses, bars, clubs, universities, as well as corporations that can provide our product to our target users, college and dating-aged individuals, individuals within the LGBTQ community, but also anybody anywhere, as anyone can be affected by drink spiking regardless of age, gender, sexual orientation, and geographic location. We've been honored to have raised over $325,000 of non-dilutive capital through universities, grants, and nonprofits. We have over 3,000 individuals on our waitlist from over 25 countries and have participated in accelerator programs with Target, CVS Health, and Halcyon. We've also received Forbes 30 Under 30 and Toyota's Mother of Invention. My name is Danya Sherman, and I'm the founder and CEO. And while I have a technical background, I knew I couldn't do it alone. So my experienced technical and strategy teams are working together to combat drink spiking, one empowerment tool at a time. Join us as we work together to combat drink spiking and together say nope to drink spiking. Thank you so much. And you can learn more on our website at KnoNap.com. Thank you.
Hello. Fantastic presentation. Welcome to the show. Hello, hello. If you are comfortable, I would love for you to tell all of us the story about a certain competitor to start that may or may not have never launched.
Yes. So one of the questions, that's a great segue. One of the questions I get quite a bit is, what about the nail polish, Danya? Wasn't there a nail polish company that came out where it was, this company received a lot of press, the concept was created by 4 gentlemen, and it was around the concept of painting your nails, dipping it into a drink, and then it was able to change color, raised a large sum of capital, and then unfortunately had to pivot the company and are no longer available. But I get that question a lot because it really highlighted the importance when I was looking at products of A, what is available on the market, but B, also how do we make sure that our offerings are gender inclusive, where it's not something that's changing from pink to black, but rather a product that anybody could carry around regardless of age, gender, sexual orientation, and geographic location, and something that would be hygienic, efficacious, inclusive, and just a product I would personally want to use. And as somebody who fit within the target demographic of who we were just really trying to use, and also had tap in with a lot of my colleagues, friends, peers, since I started the company back when I was 19 years old as a sophomore in undergrad, with all the naivete in the world, and have since grown it since 2017, not to age myself, Lexi, you said that earlier, alongside incredible mentors and advisors who've guided me to the point we are today to really make impactful change, not just nationally, but internationally around the issue of drug-facilitated crimes. So thank you for that segue, Lexi.
I always think it's a good way to level the playing field because, you know, that's always my first question. Brian?
I have a question about the B2B customer and how, to me, the need is obvious, but how do you move them into action?
we have actually been reached out to and sought after by liquor brands that want to partner with us to have our product be co-branded with their brand, specifically aligning with the new push of really raising the responsibility, not just on industries to promote safe drinking or drinking responsibly, but also to lead the charge when you have consumers that are statistically showing greater interest in partnering and supporting brands that are taking active stances against social issues that feel pertinent to the end user. They are the brands that are winning presently. And so, to your point, Brian, not only are we reaching out, but we've also been honored to have been sought out by some of the largest international brands that we're in talks with now. And so that's something that is very exciting to me, because our end user has varying levels of disposable income. And so my main priority is to make sure that our product, similar to any safety tool, should not be beholden to somebody's ability to pay for it. And so that's where we're trying to find ways similar to the model of condoms on college campuses, of who are purchasing these empowerment prevention tools for college and dating aged individuals, so that we not only can have higher quantities that are being sold at one time, right? Makes sense economically, but B, it makes sense socially, that we then have access to these individuals who can become lifetime users. And my last point on the condom point is that, and this gets me so excited, is similar to when you go to a health center at a university. Not only can you acquire it at that university health center, but you can also go across the street to a pharmacy and purchase it. And so we're also in talks with different retailers to be able to have our product to be purchased in retailers, online, and then direct to individuals through different corporations. So thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Excellent. Folks, if you have questions, make sure you throw them in the chat. And I do see the question about the number to text. Hold your horses. 1 second. We're almost there. Can you talk a little bit about how are you thinking about exit? And I know that you have such a great mission, and so like it feels kind of icky to ask you that question, but I have to ask it anyway.
I think it's a great question. And honestly, I believe that I am a very strong visionary. I love building teams. I love building product. I love building the initial. And my goal is to actually be able to have a larger diagnostic company acquire us, because I know our own limitations. I want this product to be something that is adjacent to pregnancy tests, adjacent to COVID tests at mass scale that are able to be acquired everywhere. I know that at some point, I hopefully, knock on wood, pray that this is the case, it will outgrow me and my current capabilities. And I want to bring on people and advisors that are helping me along the way to the point that we can exit successfully, meaning that the impacts can grow beyond what my current capabilities are as a founder. And that's what the goal of a company should be, is that you're taking it to that next step to be able to continue on the legacy of what you've started. And I really hope in my lifetime that KnoNap is just one of the many companies that create social impact. But right now, KnoNap is my baby and my everything ever since I started. And I am so proud with where we are today of the impact. We're patent pending. We just received a new grant through Virginia to be able to continue optimization and development at scale. And so that is something very exciting that just happened these past 2 weeks. So
that's so exciting. I didn't know that either. Congratulations. Also, TMP represent, we love both you and the 50 Hertz team. So Tiffany made a great comment. They should be passing these out at college campuses. And I don't see any additional questions for you. So let's just get right into it. If you are ready to vote, now is your time. To vote for KnoNap, text the magic number 4 to 520-542-2608. Once again, to vote for KnoNap, you're going to text 4 to 520-542-2608. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, you're always a party, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Guys, it's been a fantastic episode. I feel like everyone stepped up their artistic and editorial game with their presentations this week. It's been
very
so
theatrical, just like you.
Right? They've all been really very, very dramatic. I love it. We're also super excited for the finale next week too, Tahaji, but we're not there yet. So come back here Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, same place you logged into this time. We're going to meet another batch of companies, and then we'll have our finale next week. So we're super, super excited. We can't wait for you all to meet our favorite companies for the finale. Again, your votes matter, though. So make sure you voted for your favorites. Come back Thursday, do the same, vote for your favorites, and we will tally up the votes and meet our finalists next week for our grand prize. But until then, we've got some Lightship Foundation programming to get to, so we're going to cut it short tonight. But we appreciate you all, and have a fantastic evening. Bye.
Good night.